What's up, y'all? It's 10:51. This is a sad video. So, everyone I know does drugs. Everyone I know, every sibling I know, drugs is probably was currently doing drugs. I'm the only one that doesn't do drugs. Well, Kenny, do you want a cookie? Do you want a special treatment, a trophy? But guess what? I was the one that done so-called drugs at like an early age. When I was 7, I smoked. I ain't really just binge and do something hard like some Zans or anything. When I was 17, no, not 17. When I was 7, I smoked a cigarette. That's all I did, smoked a cigarette a couple times, and I've never got addicted. That's all I did. And back in middle school, I had done a vape. You know, it was my friend. He was in 8th grade. I was in 6th. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was in a higher grade than me. No, he didn't do no diddy things to me. He didn't go behind my back and front on me and do some things, because I just had friends. I was just good at making friends. Now I don't even know how to make friends. But that was back in middle school. I smoked vapes with him. You know, his name is Edwin. You don't know who he is. There's so many names with Edwin, so it's not like y'all gonna find who he is. I saw him back in high school. I never said nothing to him. Shit just changed, so I ain't really want to say nothing. But yeah, that's a couple times I smoked. But the things with me is I kind of understand things in life are supposed to enjoy. You're not supposed to be attached to them, even with friends. So it's not something that you should run back to and get addicted. You know, that means you're insane. So I smoked that 7. I did drink a little bit. I didn't drink because I drunk. I drunk because I dare. It was a dare. You know, it was a little Heineken bottle or whatever. And I just drunk and I spit it out. It was a Corona, whatever. But I was young though. It was just for the fun of it. I done dares to do certain bad things. I never got attached to it. These are things you do one time. When you dabble in the dark, it's only one time and that's it. You don't keep going to that bitch. That's when you become demonic. And you become attached. You know? So, I just never done that shit. You know? I never was just addicted. Like, I was able to put myself out of it. You're not supposed to stay there. You know? You're not. You know? A couple weeks ago, you know, I was with my friend. We were united. I drank some Jack Daniels in a bottle with some vanilla Coke. It had some alcohol. I didn't get drunk. You know, I don't really be drinking at all. So, and it's not something you should do in moderation too, because that's bad. And I didn't get drunk. It was bullshit to me. It was useless. You know, a couple times I vaped in the school bathroom. I didn't have the vape. Somebody had it. And I just, you know, just done it for the fun of it. I didn't care. I'm not addicted to it. If you have a friend or whatever, I guarantee you he or she has a vape in a fucking backpack or a purse. I don't have none of that shit because I'm not attached to this shit. I don't give a fuck about it. You're not supposed to. That's stupid. These things are chemicals in it. These are for fun, for luxury, recreational use. You don't use it every fucking damn day. Like, you go build a sandcastle in a park, you see it, enjoy it, and then you build another one. You don't go back to it. That's what people do. You have to move forward in life. You're not supposed to get attached to this shit, bro. And I kind of understood that. That's stupid. You know, I did watch the website a couple times when I was young, but it's because people played it. I didn't want to watch that shit. You know, it was just for the fun of it, and I just got the fuck away from it. And I never really watched it like that growing up. Only a couple times, then I stopped. Then I just never do it again. That's it. You shouldn't dabble in the dark at all. But do it one time if you do. Be careful. And that's it. I don't get attached to it. That means you just damn near become a demon. And I don't give a fuck. I know that. I don't get addicted to stuff. I mentally detach myself. I use my will, my brain to detach from it because I know I shouldn't. You know, people, they don't want to. They don't want to have a soul. They don't want to have to save themselves. They don't want to do that. They want to be addicted. They want to love. They don't love themselves. And not in a gay way. Oh, love yourself. I'm talking about for real. Have respect for yourself, your body, your spirit. You don't care about it. Care for your spirit. And I know that. Somebody calling me. But I know I don't get attached to it. You move forward. You be in the present moment. Next moment, you be present moment. You don't get attached to the last moment. That's it. That's it. Everybody's attached to something. I don't know if you have trauma or this, but you gotta have to just push yourself not to get addicted to it. Maybe you need it for something, but I don't know how come I didn't fall victim to it, and I don't know how to do it, but I'm just not doing it. I'm not gonna get attached to it. You know, it's only recreational use. Drugs and all these things for the recreational use only is one time only. You're not supposed to abuse it. You know? You're not supposed to use it, but people get attached to these things and they keep doing it. No, they're recreational. They even told you, even though we could blame these piece of shit, loser, they're not losers, they're making money off of us, but pathetic psychopaths, but they warn us. The devil warns us, it shows us signs, but we keep getting attached to it. You know, everybody knows it's attached, you know, to these things. I'm really not. And they're mad at me. They want to be like, oh, I'm faking, I'm this. Nigga, that's your fault. And fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my face. You're just weak. You're a weak soul. And get out of my face. You don't got what it takes. I don't care if you don't support me or whatever. You never did. I don't leave. Bye. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't care. Bye. You're weak. It's not like you cared for me anyways. Whatever. So what am I gonna lose? Like I already been losing before. At least I'm able to stand for myself and do it, because I don't need advice to do it. I don't need anything really outside of me to do it. I don't have to rely on it all the time to do it. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference between me and these individuals? You know, I could just be myself. These things are recreational use only. You don't use it all the time. When you draw a picture, you don't go back to it. You draw and then you're done. You draw another picture and that's it. It's over. But these people get attached to it. You gotta be a maniac. They're recreational use only. They're not for use only. You use a pencil every day because you need it. But there may be a blue pencil or coloring pencil. So you don't always use a coloring pencil. Use a basic pencil because you need it. All these are just extras, bro. You don't need it. Okay? It's only if necessary. Okay? You know, when you're having sex, recreational use only to make a fucking baby. Or to have these higher enlightened experience. And that's it. And you move forward. You don't get attached to it. Recreational use only. Duh. I'm done. Tired of humans.